Good morning, everybody. I'm about to go get breakfast, but before I do, I want to let you guys know that you should probably skip this video because there is going to be so much talking. I've got to catch you guys up on just everything that's happened over the past like 3 weeks, and it's going to be an exposition dump. For example, I just met with a smuggler yesterday to help me move these bikes into Turkey, and I need to catch you guys up on why we need a smuggler in the first place. So, lots of talking. We're also going to go back to the hardware store and we're going to make some more modifications to this because, yeah. First order of business is food. Another thing that I noticed from that clip that I just filmed right there is that the handlebars on this bike, they're lower. So when I have my GoPro right here, it's just like shooting straight up at my face rather than across. That makes my, I guess, the third person shots a little bit more awkward. This little bakery that we're going to is the only place that's open for breakfast. So it's where I've been eating for the past like 3 weeks straight. I also need to clean my brake rotors because that squeaking annoys me.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I don't know how to describe what these things are. They're kind of like a cinnamon roll, but they're filled with ham and cheese. Like it goes in a circle and it's full of like ham and cheese. Regretfully, it's really greasy and now I've got grease all over my GoPro. Now we need to head to the hardware store and start making modifications to the bike. This place is called Master House. I think I am gonna lock it up this time. This'll probably do. Update, it does not do because I can't get my lock to fit in between these holes in the grate. We'll find another place to lock it. We'll probably lock it to one of these poles. Okay, that works. Now let me explain what it is that we need to make. Right now, there's not a place to store the tent. On my bike, I slide my tent in right here, but this has a shock, so this part just like bounces up and down. We can't store anything in this part. What I want to do is I want to make some metal rods or some metal like strips and make like a little tent holder, like a hook, so I can just clip a tent in right here and it'll hold it. I also need to upgrade the backpack holding system. I think that's it for right now. Tent holder and then backpack holder. Okay, we're back to the hardware section. We need a long, straight strip. I found these guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to bend them into like a tent shape, but that's the best option we found so far. Maybe I could take a couple of these angled brackets and make like a tent holder. I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you very much. We're going to go purchase this, stick it on the bike in the parking lot just to make sure that all of this actually works the way that I think it will in my head. Thank you very much. I just realized when walking out that I didn't purchase any washers. I should probably go do that. Okay, so I'm confident that this is gonna be the most gimmicky thing you guys have ever fucking seen. This is gonna look so fucking ghetto. Please tell me, oh, it's not even long enough. What the fuck? I need something that is long enough to attach to both of these screws so I can use them. Possibly all 4 of these screws, actually. But it can't be too long because I don't have a saw. It needs to fit perfectly. Okay, this piece is probably long enough. I also remember that I need to find a metal file because the corners to these metal pieces are really sharp and I don't want to cut myself. I've already done that yesterday on my shin. We'll just pick up one of these guys. Oh, and check it out. They've got straps for us to be able to like actually strap the tent in after we've built the harness. Okay, perfect. I think we've got everything we need. Okay, so far we've spent about $20 in tools and equipment. Okay, now let's go ahead and make the super ghetto tent holder. Please tell me you're long enough. It's long enough, but do the screw holes match up? That's what I don't think they do. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, so technically I guess it is possible to do this without having them both connected. We'll just have 2 individual things coming down. Fucking hell, because those 2 screw holes are at an odd distance, none of my other screws will line up here. It's making all of my things not line up. But if I turn these things at just the right angle, I can get the holes to line up. I think I got it figured out. It's starting to come together a little bit. I haven't tightened anything, but this is generally how it'll work. You'll just put your tent here and then you'll strap it to the back of this so you've got like a tent holder. This project is taking way longer than I thought it would. Okay, after refining the design a couple times, this is how I'm gonna have it. You just slide the tent in right here, it'll stop, and then you lash this right here with that guy. Let me show you how this works. I think that this is a good design. I put some thought into this last night. I was thinking about this for like a solid 20 minutes. Okay, so the system starts slack like this. So you can pop the tent in and then you'll just pull this on top of the tent and then So once you've got the tent inside, you just pull this tight, and let me show you. Then this should hold the tent toward the rack of the bike. I don't think your tent will be falling out of this if you just pull this tight enough. I haven't tightened any of the bolts yet. I haven't put thread locker on it, so it's a little bit loose, but I think this is a really nice solution, honestly. Like, this is clean. With the tent rack done, now I need to add more to this because I'm going to be carrying my backpack when I get to Europe. I'll talk to you guys about the Smuggler later, but I'm going to be carrying my backpack into Turkey on this bike. And so I need this to be able to actually carry my backpack, which has got a lot of shit in it. So, these guys, we're gonna stick these guys up here. So one of the things I don't want the backpack doing is coming up here, touching the chain or rubbing against the wheel. So I got a couple of these wing guards. I'll stick them right here and they will help protect the chain. I'm gonna stick them on both sides. Then I'm gonna add brackets to the side right here to stop the backpack from like falling off the back. Again, I'm not tightening any of these things really down. I'm just prototyping right now, make sure everything fits. There we go. A backpack should be able to fit right here without touching any of the components on the bike. Should be able to support it pretty well, actually. I'm really happy with this. I just got to remember that all of these corners are sharp, so I've got to file all of the corners down. So that, oh, especially on this, I don't want the tent case getting cut, so I'm going to file all of the sharp parts of that down too. Again, it looks super ghetto, but that will definitely hold a backpack. God, I'm really happy with this. This whole thing turned out really good. And then I'm just going to use this little hose clamp here so that when she takes your backpack and she takes that middle loop, she can just loop the middle loop around this to hold the top part of it, and then this will hold the bottom part, and we'll take like a bungee cable to wrap around the front. I want to show you guys a cool trick. If you're working on something and you've got washers on the ground, it's kind of hard to actually get your fingers up there and actually pick them up. What you do is you take your thumb and you just pick them up with the, I don't know, stickiness of your hands. I don't know how to call it, but it makes picking up washers really easy. I feel bad because some of the stuff I purchased is going to waste. I got all of this metal when I was still prototyping and I don't need it anymore. You know, for the end of October, it is surprisingly hot outside today. I'm gonna leave the bike in kilometers per hour for her because she is not American. I'm reading the comments for yesterday's video, and there's a bunch of them, but I keep seeing this recurring theme where people wish that I had a bike that would charge itself as I pedaled, where I'm like pedaling the bike and it would charge the battery. And I don't think you guys understand how thermodynamics work. If I'm pedaling to move my bike, and I'm also pedaling to charge the battery, that takes more energy than just pedaling to move the bike. The point of an e-bike is so you have an easier time pedaling. If you're charging the battery and moving the bike, it's gonna be much harder. It's technically possible, but who in the world would want a bike like that? Having a bike that does regenerative braking would be kind of nifty, but they've done tests on that and bikes aren't big enough to be able to get enough energy. You get like maybe 5% extra range, so it's not worth putting that in your bike because that would increase the cost significantly. So this bike does not have regenerative braking and neither does my other bike. A bike that charges its batteries by pedaling. That is exactly the opposite of what an e-bike is supposed to do. An e-bike is supposed to stop you from pedaling so you can use the battery. It's like an opposite e-bike. It's an inverse e-bike. Okay, so on the ride home, my thing came loose. Apparently, I probably should tighten these things up. Luckily, I brought the bolts over, so I don't need to run back to the store and buy another bolt. No, I just heard a jangling underneath me, and I'm like, shit, that's probably the thing I just made. Oh, look at that. There's another bolt that went missing. This is why thread locker is great, because it stops these bolts from coming out. Make sure all of the bolts are still there. Fucking hell, come on. We're almost home. I'll crank everything down once we get there. This bike is so much nicer to ride than mine. I honestly love it. I love riding this bike. Okay, now before I commit to this and go thread lock everything down, I'm gonna go get her tent and show you how this is supposed to work. Here we go. This right here is her tent, and it's gonna be going sideways on the back of the bike like this. When she's got her tent and she's ready to put it in the bike, let me just put this down. She's going to loosen the strap right here. I think. I can't do this with one hand, god damn it. She's gonna loosen the strap right here. And she will take the tent, stick it in the case like this, and she'll tighten the strap. And then you just put the leftover strap away inside the thing. There we go. This is, in theory, how the tent holder is supposed to work. And you'll see that it just comes over that wheel. So even if we go on a really big pothole or bump and this comes down, the tent isn't going to touch the wheel. And we can still like lock this on with a carabiner or something just in case this breaks. So I think that this will work. Now we're just gonna go tighten all of the bolts down so that this doesn't come apart on the road, which would not be great. I've also got to file all of the metal down so that these parts don't cut the bag. I'm of the opinion that I should just file down everything because there's no downside to having these corners be round. Even if there's no way that it'll touch the bag, I'm just gonna file everything. So this is actually my first time going live on YouTube. I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm not sure if it's actually worth doing, but I have Wi-Fi right now, so we're going live. Oh, hey, there's people in here. Holy shit, there's a lot of people in here. Jesus Christ. There's fucking 60 people in here right now. Say hi, everybody. You're on camera. This is taking so long. It's worth it, though. Okay, got them all filed down. Now it's just time to reattach it to the back right here. Now I just gotta do all of that same shit to this side over here. I am so sick of this shit. I've been doing this for hours. That is the last piece though. Once I stick this on, I should be good. I am so fucking sick of this thread locker. Wiping up the rest of the thread locker that's on the thing. I am so fucking done with all of this. I'm pretty sure it takes like 24 hours for the thread locker to cure, so I'm not gonna go take it out on the road yet because I want to let it set. I am hungry though, so I think we're gonna go get some food. I will take you guys to come get food with me.
Hello?
Hello, can I get the number 6? Yes, tomato, onion, yes, perfect.
Sauce.
Yes, ketchup, tomato, all of it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. The lunch, or I guess dinner, was $3. Thank you so much. $3. This is basically the only place you can eat in town right now. Which is actually kind of interesting. You see all of these places, they're closed. That guy basically has a monopoly on food. I'm not sure why his prices aren't higher. Oh, I mentioned earlier today that I was going to explain why I was talking to a smuggler. Nicole is going to be landing in Istanbul because she doesn't have a visa to come to Bulgaria. So she cannot come here to pick up the bikes. I need to take the bikes to her. Now the thing is, obviously I have 2 bikes and 1 person, so I could ride one down, but then I would need to find a way back here to like maybe get on a plane or a taxi so I could ride the other bike down. That's not practical. So my friend that helped me get the apartment, he happens to know a guy who smuggles Russians into Istanbul, and he has a cargo van. So I met up with him, he looked at the bikes, he agreed to carry one of them down from where I'm currently at to roughly Istanbul. The problem is that the new bike, the brand new bike, looks too new. It looks like he would be trying to like actually import that to be able to sell it. So he doesn't want to take that one. He wants to take my bike because my bike looks like it's used and it looks like a piece of crap. He's not going to be trying to sell that to Turkish people. He can easily claim that that's just his personal bike. So he's going to be taking my old bike down in his cargo van, and I'm going to be riding the new bike to Istanbul. He's charging me 150 bucks for that service. We haven't set a time or a date for when that's going to happen because I'm not actually sure. As soon as I get the second battery, I'm going to take the new bike down there, find a place to store the bikes for like a month or so that I can go meet up with Nicole and we can do the $100 challenge in Istanbul. But sometime between like November 10th and December 10th, he will smuggle my bike into Turkey. I'm probably just going to go home and take a shower. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.